Okay, so we're now doing exercises on page 65 of chapter 2, and we're doing task number 3, where we have a safari park. It's open to visitors every day of the year. The numbers of cars that pass through the park each day for a whole year were recorded and are shown in the table. So this means that we have, during this year, there's 25 days where there's between 0 and 150 cars. There's also, for example, between 300 and 450 days, there's 68 days, there's between 300 and 450 cars, and so on. So in the task, we are to draw a cumulative frequency graph to represent this information. So to do that, we first have to find the cumulative frequency, and that's what we got here. So 25 for the first one, and then when we got less than 300, we had 25 plus 36, that's 61. Less than 450, that's 68 plus 61, so that gives us 129, and so on. And we calculate that for the whole year, there's 365 days, so this seems to be correct. And then we are to create a cumulative frequency graph, and I've already cheated a little bit, just so that we don't spend time on me drawing axes. So then we have the number of cars along the x-axis, and we have the cumulative frequency along the y-axis. What we can see is, for example, that when we have between 0 and 150 cars, we have a cumulative frequency of 25. So that's what we see here, where we have every one of these is approximately 10. So 10, 20, 25, and then that's up to 150 cars. So it'll give us this line. So then when we are calculating or drawing the cumulative frequency graph, we have to connect these dots. So then we do that. And there you go, that's a cumulative frequency graph to represent this information. For B, we are to find the median and the interquartile range. So first, to find the median, we have to find the middle value. So 365, to find the median, we do 365 plus, so n plus 1 divided by 2, so that gives us 365 plus 1 divided by 2, so that's 366 divided by 2, and we get 183. So that doesn't mean that the median is 183, but that we look at the cumulative frequency of 183, and that's approximately here. And then we go down and we read off approximately, so this should be 450, 500, 550, I guess. So median is equal to 550 approximately. This, using a graph paper, this would become more accurate. Next, we are to find the interquartile range. So to do that, we have to find the lower quartile and the upper quartile. So to do the lower quartile, we do n plus 1. So lower quartile, we look at value number n plus 1 divided by 4. So that would give us 366 divided by 4, which is 91.5. And then we go to cumulative frequency curve, and we go to 91.5 approximately here, and we see that that should give us approximately, should we say 300, 450, so somewhere in between, 375 maybe. So approximately lower quartile is approximately equal to 375. Upper quartile is then defined as, what's that again? That's 3 times n plus 1 divided by 4, sorry. So that would give us 303 times 366 divided by 4, which is 274.5. So then we look at cumulative frequency of 274.5 in the graph. So that's just above 270, approximately here. Then we go down. and we get approximately 700. So upper quartile is approximately 700. So then we get the interquartile range. That's equal to upper quartile minus the lower quartile. So that should, in this case, be 700 minus 375. So that's equal to 325. So that should be the the interquartile range. And then the last question is, on what percentage of days were there more than 800 cars in the park? Okay, so more than 800 cars. So more than 800 cars. So that means, well, first of all, we have to look at the cumulative frequency, and we have to figure out where is 800 cars. So if we go into this graph, we should get some approximate value. So I'll allow that for now. So this should be 1/3. This is 750. So that means that between 750 and 900, if we divide that in 3, like this, then this here should be 800. And we want to find more than 800 cars. So then we go up from there to the cumulative graph, and we should get, let's see, yeah, 750. It's a bit tilted, so let's go approximately there. We go over here, and this is inaccurate because I've drawn it inaccurate. I will expect you to do more accurate, but I didn't have graph paper available. So 270, 280, 290, 300, approximately 300. So the cumulative frequency is approximately equal to 300 when we have 800 cars. So more than 800 cars would then be days after 300. So then to find the percentage, we do 300 out of 365. That would give us the decimal value. So that's 0.822, and then that is, we multiply that times 100% to get it in percentages, so that's 82.2%. So then, according to that, on 82.2% of days, there were more than 800 cars in the park.